The first thing the woman did after being reborn was to want to be intimate with her husband, but to her surprise, he insisted on sleeping in a separate room. Seeing this, she immediately threw herself into his arms. However, he pushed her away and said he wanted a divorce. She quickly refused, but he was firm in his decision. Once again, she clung to him. In her past life, she had treated him terribly, even giving all his money to her family. In the end, her family had driven her to death. When she opened her eyes, she realized she had been reborn 20 years ago. At first, she thought it was just a dream. Suddenly, she heard her husband in the shower. She decided to sneak a peek, but slipped and almost fell. Fortunately, he caught her just in time. She couldn't help but admire his physique. He quickly stopped her, asking her not to do that. Still thinking it was all a dream, she tried to kiss him. Her husband found her behavior strange. He pushed her away and left without a word. It wasn't until she glanced at a nearby mirror that she realized she had truly been reborn. Determined to make up for the mistakes of her past life, she vowed to do things right this time. The next morning, she didn't just care about her adopted son's meals, but also insisted on washing the dishes for her mother-in-law. In her past life, she had made her mother-in-law wash dishes outside in the winter, without allowing her to use hot water. This time, she wanted to make amends. Her husband was shocked by the change, but she told him she'd handle all the housework from now on. One day, her adopted son was bullied on his way home from school. This reminded her of how poorly she had treated him in her past life. Immediately, she went to comfort him and told him to fight back if anyone bullied him. The bullies ran off in fear. Back home, she treated his wounds, but he begged her not to send him away. Her heart ached when she heard this, and she promised she would take care of him from then on. Just then, the door was kicked open. The parents of the bullies had arrived, ready to scold her son. Her mother-in-law tried to stop them but was shoved aside. Without thinking, the woman slapped the classmate's mother hard, leaving her speechless. The classmate's father stormed in, ready to confront her, but her husband showed up just in time and scared everyone away. The next day, when she returned home, she overheard her family causing a scene in her house. Thinking about everything they had done to her in her past life, she stormed in and snatched the snacks from their hands, telling them those were for her adopted son. Her mother immediately started scolding her for raising someone else's child, but the woman calmly replied, "To me, my adopted son is just like my own flesh and blood." Her adopted son and husband both looked at her with admiration, but her brother started mocking her. She immediately grabbed the milk from his hands and said, "It's time for you to leave. This is my family now." Her father tried to scold her, but her husband stepped in to defend her. Her family had no choice but to leave, defeated. Later that evening, the woman prepared a big dinner. Her mother-in-law and adopted son went to bed, and she pretended to be drunk, collapsing into her husband's arms. He had no choice but to carry her to the bed. To his surprise, she immediately wrapped her arms around his neck, but he pushed her away, saying he had just had a dream. The woman was stunned. The dream mirrored her past life.